Well, look at both of them. One thing, this one you can get a quick reference because there's words written, so you know this has got to be dorsal or posterior. This has to be ventral or anterior. But I always look at the dorsal root ganglia as a means to know where you're at. So this is the dorsal surface, and you got the ventral or anterior median fissure, dorsal median sulcus, anterior median fissure. And then here's your the gray matter in the center, the gray commissure, the connecting bridge between the two sides. Don't get the gray commissure, which is also right there. If it's right smack there, what is it actually pointing to? Central sulcus, or if it's right smack there, central sulcus. So the central sulcus is right in the middle of the gray commissure. So if it's just off a little bit right there, gray commissure. If it's right smack in the center, central sulcus. What fluid would be in here? CSF. This is one of the places where you find cerebral spinal fluid. Then you got your dorsal gray horn, lateral gray horn, ventral gray horn. Again, you can posterior, anterior, or ventral, dorsal, interchangeable terms. So ventral gray horn. This one shows you at least reasonably good. I would have probably put it down here to make it a little bit easier, but this is the cell body of what kind of motor neuron. What kind of motor neurons would be, shouldn't have even said motor. What kind of neurons would have cell bodies right here? Specifically, well, motor is efferent. Those are interchangeable terms. Somatic, implying these are going to be the neurons that supply skeletal muscle. What about right there in the lateral gray horn? You're going to have cell bodies for autonomic efferent neurons. So somatic, efferent, autonomic, efferent. What's going to enter through the dorsal gray horn? May or may not synapse right smack there, but enters into here. Sensory or afferent neurons, somatic afferent neurons. Okay, then you got your, these are rootlets. Technically, I'm not going to worry about that, but you have dorsal rootlets, you have ventral rootlets. They merge into a dorsal root or a ventral root. And then the bulge on the dorsal side is the dorsal root ganglion. What are you going to find in a dorsal root ganglion? Cell bodies of afferent neurons only. So cell bodies of it. You only find sensory stuff in the dorsal root. You only find motor stuff in the ventral root, and then it's not until you get right here, which is a spinal nerve, that they're mixed. You have both sensory and motor, and then almost immediately, this is really, technically the spinal nerve just goes from there to there, then it divides up into a bigger ventral rami of a spinal nerve and a dorsal rami of a spinal nerve. And they just send motor fibers out to different parts of the body. These are autonomic branches that we're not going to worry about down here. White matter, gray matter, lateral white column, dorsal white column, ventral white column. Is white commissure or ventral white commissure on the word bank even? Is it? I know the gray commissure is. I'm not sure if the ventral white commissure is. I don't think it is. Never mind that. I think that's everything on here that I can think of. So we do.